Buongiorno from Rome.
It's just ruins, like if you look to the left, to the right, everywhere.
Okay, this is it.
Getting ready to go into the Colosseum.
The main event. We're here. Trevi Fountain.
The most important thing of the day, pizza. I think this is gelato number 5. We're Howard and Caitlin Newstate, dog people, food people, adventure people. We've been living on the road for the past 3 years, traveling through North America and beyond. Right now, we're taking you along on an epic, beautiful, and delicious journey across Italy. From coast to coast, city to town, by boat, train, and automobile, you're with us as we visit over a dozen places in this gorgeous country. Last week, we toured the beautiful countryside of Tuscany and the architecturally stunning city of Florence. And today, we head to where all roads lead, Rome. We made a quick stop in the medieval town of Montepulciano, known for its dry red wine and beautiful old city. We didn't have a ton of time to explore here, but it's definitely a place we'd love to visit again. Buongiorno!
Buongiorno from Rome. We're passing by right now the gelato place we had last night. Can't wait to show you that.
Yeah, first order of business, we got into Rome and instantly it was like gelato and pizza. That was our plan.
About as stereotypical as you can get for Italian travel, but we are also now going to go to the stereotypical Colosseum to explore ancient Rome.
Yes.
So off we go.
We're actually doing a guided tour, which is, I think, an excellent way to see it and actually understand what it is that we're looking at and the history behind it all. I'm very excited.
We tragically got interrupted by coffee and croissants.
Okay, but let's be honest, before we go do all the sightseeing, we have to fuel up. So we got a little cappuccino, and I got a chocolate-filled croissant, and Howard is already munching down. You got apricot, right?
Yeah, apricot.
How is it?
Oh, it's really good. I love fresh pastries. Come on, Caitlin, we gotta walk.
Okay, let's go.
We gotta go, we're heading. Pictures with croissants.
Behind the scenes. Hello. This is our blog. We just eat things and drink them and then
So we've got some up-and-coming influencers here.
While we're trying to take in all the scenery, we're walking in the middle of the road, Caitlin. Between here and all the way to the Colosseum, you can just walk in the middle of the road.
And there's just ruins, like if you look to the left, to the right, everywhere.
The city is in ruin.
But amazing to think about how old this is.
Okay, Caitlin, so an awareness test before we start. How old do you think these ruins are?
It really is going to show my lack of history here. 1,000?
1,000 years?
Yep.
Okay, because I'm going to go with 2,000 years. How old is the Colosseum? Go.
no. Thousands of years old.
Thousands of years old? Okay.
1,500.
1,500 years old. Parker, you want to make a guess?
1300s.
1300s. Okay. I just want to get clarification. Parker, are you saying from 1300 AD or it's 1,300 years old?
1,300 years old.
1,300 years old. Go. How old is the Colosseum right now?
A couple of thousand years old.
What do you think happened inside the Colosseum?
Fights.
Fights.
Yeah, it was like gladiator fights.
Okay. Was it just people or animals?
Both.
Both. What kind of animals?
Bulls.
Bulls.
Lion.
Lions?
Maybe a wild boar or two.
Wild boar.
Maybe a giraffe.
Really don't like this confessional style showing how much we don't know.
How ignorant we are.
But that's the point of travel, right? To learn. We never actually found out on our tour how old it is, so a quick Google search revealed that Howard was the closest and the Colosseum is 1,951 years old. It is pretty funny that a building that is so universally famous, let's be honest, who hasn't heard of the Colosseum, is shrouded in a general lack of knowledge. So let's keep on learning. A lot of really happy stories happened here. I mean, we just heard about a woman basically being buried alive because she didn't follow the rule of chastity. So, happy stuff. Before we entered the Colosseum, our guide took us through the Roman Forum. This was an area used in ancient times for public meetings, courts of law, gladiatorial combat, open-air markets, and religious ceremonies. The remnants of several temples can still be seen today. There are these giant lacerations in the columns, and we're told that that's where they tried to pull it down, so they put chains around the columns, tied oxen to it, and yanked, and it actually cut into the marble columns there. Can't get over how massive it is, and just to think about how old it is too, it's really mind-blowing. This is also the area where Julius Caesar was assassinated, leading eventually to civil war. At the site of his funeral pyre, Howard was chosen to do a reading from Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. Calling upon his childhood acting skills, he did great.
Brutus has told you Caesar was ambitious,
If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Keep going.
You're better than Marlon Brando.
Okay, this is it.
Getting ready to go into the Colosseum.
The main event.
It's happening. The Roman Colosseum, the largest ancient amphitheater ever built. It's not a place of feel-good stories, but it certainly is an architectural marvel, especially considering how long ago it was constructed.
The idea that 2,000 years ago they could build a structure that was over 17 stories tall still just blows my mind. Just such an amazing accomplishment of historic engineering.
Yeah.
No wonder it's a wonder of the world.
We would highly recommend visiting with a tour guide, not only for the more in-depth information you'll get, but you'll get inside much faster since the tour groups have preferential access. We were in awe walking through the various levels and stopping to think about what actually happened here. The gladiator battles were a spectator sport. Similar to how we may enjoy a soccer match or a football game, ancient Romans headed to the Colosseum for entertainment. But the big difference is these ancient fights ended in bloody death. Remember, there aren't many happy stories here. In fact, in one tournament alone back in 240 AD, over 2,000 gladiators lost their lives. And it turns out we were all correct in our animal guesses. Bulls, lions, boars, leopards, crocodiles, and yes, even giraffes. The Romans used animals in their battles as a way to show off the power and wealth of the empire. Luckily, over time, we as humans learned just how cruel this was, and it's now just a part of ancient history. The Colosseum and Roman Forum are an incredible, well-preserved glimpse into that history. There's a reason why the Colosseum is the highest-grossing and most visited tourist attraction in all of Italy. We're here on a Saturday, so it is quite busy. A lot of people. I don't think it's still up to like what it usually is, though. Final thoughts on the Colosseum?
Colosseum, yes.
Howard is playing his favorite game right now, which is find delicious, inexpensive, highly rated food on Google. We have not eaten all day. It is like 2:30, so pizza time it is. For incredible nighttime views of the Colosseum with fancy cocktails, we recommend splurging on drinks at the court. Make reservations in advance and get ready to pay a premium for the excellent views and presentation. But the service and views combined with aperitivo, which quickly became a Newstate favorite, are definitely worth the price tag. Another must-visit in Rome is Vatican City, home of the Pope and Michelangelo's famous Sistine Chapel. Vatican City is operated as its own city-state, meaning it's recognized as an international country with formal diplomatic relations with 174 nations. It has its own police force and its own judicial system. Therefore, if you're planning a visit, it's very important to follow the etiquette of the Holy City, including the modest dress code. You can have many types of experiences within the Vatican, but at the minimum, we'd recommend visiting the Vatican Museum and seeing the amazing Sistine Chapel. There is a very, very strict policy against filming and photography inside the Sistine Chapel, and the guards are authorized to make sure you delete any photos or video in front of them. But you can take photos and video inside the rest of the museum, which has a stunning collection of art.
Well, buongiorno to you, and to you, and to you. We're back in Rome again.
We, I think, fit as much as we possibly could into yesterday, and it's actually our last full day in Rome. All of our friends are leaving us tomorrow. We'll be continuing on and exploring more, but we'll be saying goodbye to Rome. So we're going to try again today to fit as much in as possible. But first, as always, the most important thing of the day, pizza. I feel like we just walked down the most touristy street in all of Rome. There's so many people, so many street vendors selling so many different things.
Oh yeah, it's all the stuff. Because we're here, Trevi Fountain.
So many people here, and I can see why. The fountain is definitely beautiful, but there's a lot of people. Next stop is the Spanish Stairs.
Next up is the Spanish Stairs.
Our next stop, if we can get out of the sea of people, is the Spanish Steps.
That was fun.
Whew, that's one word for it.
Caitlin's not really a crowd person, and so this was not exactly her favorite stop.
That's okay. It's beautiful. I'm definitely glad we got to see it, but Also ready to get out of here.
Hopefully we'll see some quieter spots. This place has all the food groups. Gelato, crepe, waffle, sandwich.
So I've lost count, but I think this is gelato number 5. But I mixed it up a little bit. And instead of a cup, with a cone. And I got salted caramel and Nutella. If I'm being honest, the gelato and the fountain in front of the steps were the best part of this experience for me. If you're looking for that Instagrammable shot of the Spanish Steps, you might want to come first thing in the morning.
Okay, Kaylin, your review of the gelato.
Very good. Still not as good as the Giolitti place.
I'm just gonna now tell Caitlin that that's actually the top gelato place in the entire city.
Is it really?
It's a very famous gelato place.
Oh, so not much will probably top it.
So
Also,
I kind of wanted to like hold that back, but then they were so insistent on the very first night that they had to have gelato and it had to be nearby. And I was like, oh.
no, you can't hold it back because now it's like, okay, we can have it every day. The best gelato every day.
And we have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Caitlin,
Yeah.
what if I told you that there was one piazza that actually has 2 fountains?
Ooh, like a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah, it does have, in my opinion, my favorite fountain.
Howard's favorite is this beautiful structure, the Fountain of 4 Rivers. The 4 figures represent the Nile, Danube, the Ganges, and Rio de la Plata. Perhaps more interesting, though, is the story of the longtime feud between its architect, Bernini, and the architect of the church sitting behind it. We'll have a link below to the full story, but legend has it that Bernini designed one figure to have his hand raised to protect himself from the eventual collapse of the church, while another is seen shielding his face so he didn't have to look at what Bernini thought was an ugly church. We happen to think that the entire area is beautiful and definitely worth a visit. Later that night, we had a fantastic dinner with delicious food and gorgeous views overlooking Vatican City and St. Peter's Basilica. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're packing everything up. We're the last ones here in the Airbnb. All of our friends left us, but we are on to phase 2 of our adventures here, and we're going to La Spezia today.
Yeah, I think this will be interesting to kind of show a difference of maybe like different styles of travel. Up until this point, it's been a lot of like big group activities and all of that, and now you're going to get to see maybe what it's like for just a traveling couple.
We're gonna go on a train, which I'm really excited about because I've only taken a few trains in my life. We're taking a lot of trains over the next 3 weeks.
Trains, yeah. Yeah, we're taking trains all over the place.
Yes.
Including our first high-speed train too.
Yeah, that'll be really fun.
Yeah.
We did really good. So we have 2 carry-on suitcases and then we each have a backpack. And that's basically all of the stuff we're traveling with for an entire month. So.
Which is kind of amazing considering also we have Caitlin's sister is getting married in Vegas and we're flying all the way across the planet in order to be there, and we have all the stuff for the wedding too.
I am pretty proud of us, I would say. It's quite a feat. Quite a feat. All right, we're gonna call the Uber and head to the train station. It's not the prettiest of days outside. It's a good day to leave Rome. Our Italian adventures continue next week as we head to one of our new favorite places, Cinque Terre, 5 breathtaking cliffside coastal towns that should be on everyone's bucket list. Come along as we hike and eat our way through this unique national park. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of the fun. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.